Hi, my name is Tony Kovatch, and I'm the artist in residence here at Liberty Bellows in Philadelphia. I want to welcome you back to our series of instructional videos for the piano accordion. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to play an A harmonic minor and use that knowledge to play our song of the day, the Russian gypsy tune, Two Guitars. First, let's review our A natural minor scale. Remember, to play the A natural minor scale, all you do is walk between the two octaves of A, playing every white key, just like this. Let's see if we can find our three most common chords, the 1, 4, and 5 chords. The 1 chord, or tonic, is always going to have the same name as the key itself, so that would be A minor. Let's count up the scale and see if we can figure out what our 4 and 5 chords would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have a D. That means that D minor is going to be our 4 chord, because the 4 chord is minor in a minor key. Let's count up to see what our 5 chord would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means that E major is going to be our 5 chord, because the 5 chord in a minor key is usually major. The notes of our tonic chord, A minor, are A, C, and E. The notes of our D minor chord are D, F, and A. And the notes of our 5 chord, E major, are E, G sharp, and B. We've discussed in the past that it is awkward to shift our hand up like this. Instead, it makes a lot more sense to play inversions. Because our song of the day is going to be played in this lower section of the keyboard, let's see if we can find all of our chord tones in that part. Today we're going to play this inversion of our A minor chord, C, E, and A. For D minor, we're going to play it in root position, meaning D is in the bottom of the chord. So that's going to be D, F, and A. Our 5 chord is also going to be in root position, so E will be the bottom note of the chord. That's going to be E, G sharp, and B. Again, that's 1, 4, and 5. Let's play a 1, 4, 5, 1 chord progression. Notice our 5 chord, which is major, introduces a G sharp into the acceptable palette of notes. This is going to be our 1 black key today. You may remember from lesson 5, in which we played in C harmonic minor, that the melody will often contain a raised 7th scale degree for this reason. The G sharp is the raised 7th scale degree in this key, and playing it puts the song in A harmonic minor, which has a slightly different character than if we were playing in A natural minor, which is all white keys. All we have to do to make this a harmonic minor scale is add the G sharp. All of this will come in handy as we transition to our song of the day, Two Guitars. The first thing you probably noticed is that the articulation for most of the song is staccato, so keep that in mind as I go phrase by phrase. You may have noticed another pattern. Almost every phrase of the song involves playing an arpeggio, which means you're playing a chord, but with the notes being played separately instead of at the same time. In fact, the first 3 notes of the song are simply a D minor arpeggio, just like this. Then we're going to go up to the B natural. So the first 5 notes go like this. That's going to be a pattern throughout the song. We're always going to play an arpeggio and then go up to the B, and then go back down to a chord note. So the first phrase looks like this. The second phrase follows the same pattern, but we play an A minor chord, just like this. Notice, again, we went up to the B and back down to the A. The first 2 phrases of the song look like this. First you play your D minor chord, then your A minor chord, The next phrase of the song highlights an E major chord, our major dominant, but it starts on a D. The notes are D, E, G sharp, and B. And then we go back down to the G sharp. This is a special version of the E major chord called an E7 chord, which we're going to talk about in our next lesson. The very last phrase of the A section is going to involve us putting our thumb on A, and we're going to play the notes adjacent to it. It's kind of like playing a trill. Everything is based around the note A. So you start with your thumb on A, and then you're going to go down to G sharp, back up to A, up to B, back down to A, down to G sharp, back up to A. The whole thing will look like this. Notice I'm using my second finger to cross over. And every other note is A. So the whole A section will sound like this. Believe it or not, the B section is almost the exact same thing, except with a slightly busier rhythm. Check out the simple embellishment that we do on the first phrase, the D minor phrase. Then I do the same thing on the A minor phrase. So together, those two phrases will sound like this. The E7 phrase is exactly the same as it was in the A section. And then we end on an A minor chord. So the whole B section will sound like this. If we put the A and B section together, the entire melody will look like this. And now I'm going to show you a very simple way to add harmony to this song and make it sound much more impressive. Because each phrase is built on the arpeggio, whenever you go up to the B natural, try playing some of the lower notes of the arpeggio to harmonize it. If you simply keep your fingers on the notes you've previously played, you'll have that arpeggio ready to go. Let's quickly review the placement of our left-hand chords. Find your indent. Remember, A minor, our tonic, is 3 rows above the indent. 1, 2, 3. Remember, to play your minor chord, you're going to use your ring finger and your index finger. Right above the A row is the E row. And right beneath the A row is the D row. So we have A minor, E major, D minor, and A minor. The left hand follows a simple pattern. Every chord is going to be played for exactly 4 beats before we switch to the next chord. The pattern is D minor, A minor, E, A minor. D minor, A minor, E major, A minor. Then we repeat everything. D minor, A minor, E major, A minor. For a fun contrasting section, you can simply repeat the song up an octave. Join us for our next lesson, where we discuss an entirely new category of chords, 7th chords. Thanks for watching.